Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. I told you my face cam would be fixed and you'd get to see me again before the end of the day. Here I am. And I'm here to once again try to find something positive to take out of that game on Sunday because sitting here 2 days later, there still just isn't a lot positive to talk about. The most positive thing is that we got another game coming up in a few days, and we're going to have to start thinking about that game and get our minds off of this game because that's just how the NFL works. But I do want to talk about one cool thing that came out of Sunday's game. And you guys know that I'm not a big individual accolade or individual statistic guy. I want the team to win, I want the team to perform well. And the team did not win, and they certainly did not perform well on Sunday. Again, I think that if you tried to count the number of Seahawks who played well on Sunday, you'd only need to use one hand, and that hand would be pretty well rested by the time you're done. So, by no means am I trying to say that Bobby Wagner played really well on Sunday. He did have good tackle stats. I think he had like 9. He did make a play or two, but overall he was just part of a run defense that really, really struggled. He was part of a defense that didn't get it done. So I'm not here to say that Bobby Wagner played well in that game, but I do want to call out something that is pretty cool. When Bobby Wagner went in that game, and actually pretty early in that game, and made a tackle, he reached 1,600 career total tackles. He is the 7th player in NFL history to reach 1,600 tackles. You can go to the list here on Pro Football Reference, and you can see he is now 7th all time in total tackles. This is solo plus assisted, and he's now above 1,600. And you can see pretty much everybody else in NFL history who's above him. I mean, I don't want to say he's going to pass all of them because he's going to have to play like 3, 4 more seasons to do that, but they're within range. So Bobby Wagner continues a very special career, and I do want to take a little bit of time to celebrate this because this is rare. You don't see this that often. Bobby Wagner is going to the Hall of Fame. He's one of the best linebackers to ever play the game. He's one of the best players in Seahawks history. And honestly, if there's anybody who's exempt from criticism right now overall, I'm not talking about this last game. I think there might be 2 or 3 guys who are exempt from criticism for that game. But overall, Bobby Wagner's definitely pretty high on that list of guys who there's just nothing to really criticize because he's playing well. So I don't mind celebrating this so much. He's playing really well this year. It's not just the tackle numbers either. He's giving you great stuff all the way around. He's an effective pass rusher when you blitz him. He's held up more or less fine in coverage. He's been one of the best run defenders in the league. So, the stuff that Bobby Wagner can control, he is doing extraordinarily well. So, I don't mind looking at something like this and saying, hey, that is worth celebrating because it's not just empty. It's not just in service of nothing. It's it's real and it's helping us move on up. And I've said it before, Bobby's my favorite player. Bobby is my favorite player of all time. So, I tend to get more excited about this stuff than I would maybe for another player. But this is real. This is legit. It's not often you have a player who is this high up in an all-time ranking of a major statistical category. So, you take a look at it. He's 105 tackles short of Derek Brooks. Can't imagine he gets there this year. We got 9 games left. He'd need to average like 11 to 12 tackles a game. And honestly, if he's doing that, that may not be a good sign. That might be a sign the defense is on the field too much. So I don't think he's going to jump Derek Brooks. I don't think he's going to get to 1,700. That's within the realm of possibility. It would require him to play the entire rest of the season and be either ridiculously good at getting a high share of his team's tackles, or they would just have to be on the field constantly because the offense is still going 3 and out every drive, which we don't want that. We definitely don't want that. But Bobby Wagner is clearly playing good enough football to warrant continuing his career next year and maybe even the year after that. So this is going places. Hopefully, it goes someplace that we really want it to go, like, say, deep playoff runs and elite defenses, because right now we don't have that. We had it for a little bit there, and now we're trying to get it back. But you take a look at this. You take a look at this stat line. Like Bobby Wagner, 1,600. He gets up close to 1,700 by the end of this season. That means the next year, if he plays the whole season, he's probably jumping Derek Brooks, Zach Thomas, and Jesse Tuggle, moving on to the Mount Rushmore of all-time great tacklers behind only Junior Seau, London Fletcher, and the King himself, Ray Lewis. So I'm going to definitely appreciate this. Bobby deserves it. Like I said, it's not like he's putting up these tackle numbers and playing poorly. Not at all. Bobby Wagner is playing very good. He's playing better than I expected. He's playing on a level similar to the level he was playing in at his prime, and he is a big part of the solution. So I don't mind celebrating this. So congratulations to Bobby Wagner. He continues an extraordinary career that will end in the Ring of Honor and the Hall of Fame. He is one of the best inside linebackers ever. And again, this is beyond what I think was a reasonable expectation. Given his age and given what he was last time he was here in Seattle, I didn't expect him to be one of the best linebackers in the league. I expected him to be good. I expected him to be a significant upgrade over a guy like a Cody Barton, but I wasn't expecting him to play at a Pro Bowl, if not all pro level. And honestly, I think he has. And I think that he's a big part of the reason why the run defense is so improved. Although, obviously, now is not the time to really talk about the run defense that much because they played so miserably on Sunday. And don't get me wrong, Bobby's part of that too. But the improvement as a whole with this run defense largely comes back to his addition. So he's doing basically everything he can. And as you can see, he is not a big liability in coverage right now the way he's been in the past. So that's not a real issue. And when we call on him to rush the passer, he's been fairly effective. So shout out to Bobby, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think we need to keep this going beyond 2023. I think that we need to find a way to bring him back. Obviously, money is not that big a deal to him, or he wouldn't have taken that deal with us in the first place. What was it, $5.5 million? So I think you can bring him back for a pretty reasonable cost, and I think it's kind of becoming a necessity to do that. You need the next great inside linebacker in Seattle, probably some rookie. I don't know who it's going to be, but somebody in this draft. You need him to learn under Bobby for a year. So, yeah, I'm pretty on board with that now, and I'm surprised. I thought this was a 1 year thing. I thought this was a one-off, but now I'm looking at it. I'm going, we need to keep Bobby around for at least another year after this one because he's still good. He still helps this team win. He's still well worth whatever money he's going to realistically ask for, and I want to be part of this as he continues to move up these rankings. Like I said, next year, if he stays healthy for the rest of this season and next season, he's moving on to the Mount Rushmore all time in tackles. All right, so I guess that's something positive to take away from Sunday's game. One of very few things. But congratulations to Bobby Wagner. 1,600 career tackles is pretty amazing. Let's keep it going into the second half of the season. See you guys later. Go Hawks.